Hello, my name is Xavier and today I'm going to talk about my sketchbooks. I keep different sorts of books. I keep these little books, tiny little books. These are for having in my pocket, having with me at all times, just to make little notes, little ideas. I don't know if they're going to work or not, but it doesn't matter. Nothing matters in a sketchbook. It is just making mistakes, trying things out. So that's my tiny book. This A6 book, it's a great size. It doesn't matter so much, it's a little bit more important. I spend a little bit more time on the finish of a drawing, just a little bit more time. And I might make a few notes, but this is just day-to-day drawing, a half an hour journey. You know, an average journey, half an hour, 40 minutes. You can fill a page, double page, with a little sketch. I like this size. A5 sketchbooks. And in double page spread, that makes A4, which is a good size book to work in. And I write in this sketchbook as well, equally to drawing. And the notes from my smaller books might lead to an idea. And I'd kind of like to finish that double page from start to finish in one session, because this world is chaotic. It is crazy, and our own lives are chaotic. And this gives me a sense of order. I like this size because it's a little bit like a novel. I love books, I love writers and the way that they work, where they're trying to find stories, trying to see the themes, the complexity of human relationships and existential why are we here questions. I'm always asking that question. A4 sketchbook. It's like a diary. At the moment I'm kind of using these A4 page for view diaries, and I stick things in. I love ephemera, a ticket or a receipt or something that I might find. This is practice drawing, and it's also making lists of what I need to be doing as well. And those lists actually are very telling. It shows what's important for me that day, that week, what I needed to be doing. I can go back and see the patterns of, you know, what I need to do, and kind of realise where I make mistakes. And then I've got a bigger size A3. This is more like painting. Yeah, a little bit more free. I like this size because it allows me to use different parts of my anatomy. My shoulder, my elbow, my wrist. It's more fluid. Where tiny, you're just using your fingers. So let's talk about the materials I use. What do I use to draw in my sketchbooks? Mark making. That's everything, to me, anyway. Mark making. What I can use to make a mark. Okay? Could just be a stick, could be a marker pen, could be whiteout Tipp-Ex pen, could be a brush, could be a dip pen. Okay, all these things have different qualities of line, and they efficiently get across in the most economical way the feeling of what it's like to be there. And it might be the image, or it might be description. But for me, everything starts with mark making. Everything starts with just something to make a mark to describe the experience. Everything's to do with ideas, and The search for ideas, and for me it's story. It could be other ideas as well. It could be the making of a movie, or some clothes, or a building, or a spaceship, or a novel. It could be many different things, but everything does start with that simple line, making a mark, putting it down on the page, on the blank piece of page, and trying your best just to embrace the possibilities that might happen, because we don't know what's going to happen in our lives, and we don't really know what's going to happen on the next page. But you can't let ideas just sit in your head. You can't let a feeling you want to get across just be inside you if you're going to make it into work. So the act of putting something down physically on a page, that takes it out of the head and it becomes real. It's a visualization of endless possibilities. The other thing as well is I use these books as a passport to other worlds I wouldn't necessarily visit in my day-to-day life. There's something about being an artist and being on site and drawing. People let you in to their world, and you can observe and not necessarily make conclusions, but just be there, be present. It's everything to do with being present. It's about forgetting things that might be problematic in your past, and forgetting about what you're hoping you want to achieve in the future. It's about just being in that now situation, observing, and things then happen. You start developing a philosophy, and a philosophy is more important than a style. I was told that by one of my great teachers years ago. Philosophy is more important than a style. I'm fascinated by people fundamentally, what makes us tick, what makes human beings do what they do. I love going to extreme situations that I wouldn't necessarily witness in a day-to-day situation. So I've spent a lot of time in war zones. I like extremes of weather, of place, of times of day. I like places that have great feeling, ancient places, ruins, spiritual places. And being experienced in lots of diverse situations builds on that experience. It leads to interesting work. It becomes imaginative and expressive, has intensity. The one thing that is always going to be true, and it's going to be honest and it's going to be loyal, is keeping a sketchbook. A sketchbook doesn't let you down. It alters your perspective on how you see the world. It alters your perspective on your understanding of people. In life, we travel, we move, but we stay still on those pages between the covers of a book. Or at least we do when we're letting go. That's when we do our best work. And that's when we work towards a true purpose, a common goal of helping others through our creativity. The state I'm striving for is one of hope in my sketchbook, one where the mark that I put on the page will create positive change for myself and those around me in the future. That's the goal of a sketchbook, to give us hope. Take care, everybody. Be safe. Thank you very much.